Welcome to Miss Smith TV, brought to you by myself, Miss Smith, and this is a brand new series and a brand new YouTube channel that will be bringing you interviews from artists and professionals from all over the bass music industry. You're going to see behind the scenes at gigs, gossip and loads more. And today I'm joined by Missrepresent and we're on our way to London, heading down the M1, where she's going to be headlining the MGA boat party today, which is going to be leaving at 7 p.m. from Westminster Pier. Ali, it's been the most incredible past 18 months for you, both musically and personally. Talk us through what you've been up to.
Well, obviously I got married last year, and then I was pregnant, 4 months pregnant when I got married, and then I was doing some DJ gigs all the way through the summer, which was pretty epic in itself. I had to cancel quite a few festival bookings actually because I was really poorly. I couldn't do Strawberry Fields and a couple of other festivals, which was a bit of a shame really, so I'm sorry to everyone who I didn't play for that. But going into Christmas, I was playing for Rebirth. I played a jungle set in Kettering, and then obviously New Year's Eve I was at Innovation, which was wicked. So going into February we had Renegade Hardware and a couple of other wicked gigs as well, and coming up into this summer got loads of festival gigs to look forward to. I can't wait, going to be absolutely wicked. So yeah, busy few months, busy summer coming up, so can't moan at all. It's pretty good. Obviously we're going down to this boat party tonight, so you're coming along and check that out with us. And yeah, got to big up everyone as well who have been giving me guest slots on radio, because obviously I've done Summer Valley, which is down near Bristol, for Changing Ways. I did a guest mix for them. And then Everyday Junglist, which is in the USA, Michigan, and then a couple of others. Hush FM guest mix I've done, and then the Soul Beats podcast recently. So yeah, big up everyone who's invited me on the radio shows, and I've done guest mixes for, because it's nice to be involved.
Those are some huge milestones, all rolled into such a short space of time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You have of course been DJing and producing for many years now and achieved so much. What are your overall top 5 musical highlights?
That's a tough question. Top 5. Well, obviously getting my tracks on EA Games is probably a monumental milestone. 3 tracks that Silent Code we produced went on there, up with names like Calvin Harris, The Who, Dizzy Rascal, DJ Fresh, Skrillex. So to have our music alongside those massive commercial names was like an honour. I loved it. I was so happy when they said they were going to put the tracks on. Obviously production wise again, being able to remix SS is Black, and also DJ Rap's Spiritual Aura, having the opportunity to do that, I'll always be eternally grateful to them. I've also been lucky to headline to a 4,000 capacity outdoor event in La Palma. I mean, that was pretty epic. To see that many people in front of me, and the vibes were immense. It was a wicked night. To headlining with Skibber in Germany on a New Year's Eve party, to playing with X-Man at Global Energy, playing with Harry Shotter as well, at Taboo Breaks, playing headline sets with headline MCs as well, that's obviously a career highlight. And being in the studio with the Ragga Twins was brilliant as well, getting to produce with MCs that I love and adore as well. MCs are such a massive part of drum and bass, and it's wicked to be able to produce music with them. So that was brilliant. We recorded our vocals in I was living in a house shed at the time, and we were in this basement, tiny little basement, and it just shows what you can do with a little bit of determination. And I've been lucky to headline abroad with the Ragga Twins as well. I booked them on my nights back 10 years ago, and then 10 years on I'm travelling around the world with people like that. That's something I'll always hold close to my heart, being able to travel around the world with some amazing people. And winning the Jungle Awards, most memorable moments of my DJ career.
Missrepresent. Number 6, My Sizes. Number 7, Liz E. Number 8, DJ Rap. Number Number 9, Reclines. And number 10, PJ Strong. And the winner is Missrepresent.
And have you noticed an influx since winning Best Female DJ in the Jungle Awards?
No, I wouldn't say my DJ bookings have gone up. I'm still getting the same amount of bookings as I was before I won the Jungle Award. I'm probably playing more jungle sets now, which, to be honest, is brilliant. I love playing jungle sets. I love jungle, so that's a bonus. But I'm probably playing out less now than what I was 10 years ago. I was out doing 3-4 gigs a night, then playing at Val Bedlam and then flying to Germany the next morning, and it is exhausting. And I couldn't do that now, obviously, with an 11-week-old baby, so I need to be at home for her. But I'd rather be doing 3 or 4 solid, decent sets every month than 10-15 sets, that in the month, cramming them all in the weekends.
So what can we expect from you next, musically?
Well, I've just finished a remix. It's been signed to Vengeance Recordings. It's a remix of Bad Influences Spice. I'm really looking forward to that touching down. And then I've been in the studio and working on another track which I started 11 weeks ago when my baby was born. Just before she was born, I was in the studio working on that. I haven't had much of a chance to get in the studio since. I've done a few mixes, like guest mixes, Hush FM, Soul Beats and things like that, but I'm getting in the studio a little bit more now to work on music, so fingers crossed. Coming up later this year, you're going to be hearing a few more solo projects from myself.
You do, of course, own Slice Note Recordings. Tell us a bit about the label and what you look for when you're signing new music.
I think I'll hear a track, and if I want to play it out, it's something that I'd look to sign. I'll listen to it in my studio, on my studio speakers, because I've got Mackies and they really do show up any flaws in mix downs compared to just listening to it on your laptop. And so I'll get it in the studio and I'll listen to it, and sometimes I need to kind of give the guys some mix down help and getting it right and getting things sounding good. Sometimes tracks are just ready to go. Bite Me and Veek, for instance, they've got it nailed. They've now been signed to Serial Killers, so picking up new artists that are then going on signed to massive labels is great that we can do that. But yeah, mainly just something that's dance floor orientated. Sometimes it'd be liquid. I love jungle tracks. Something that's a little bit more techy. I play right across the board, so it's really just needs to be well produced, well thought out, something that's interesting to listen to, and most of all, that they're easy to work with, because I can't be dealing with divas at all. I need to be able to work with people, so that's really important as well.
So going back to the start of your DJing career 15 years ago, you must have seen so many artists come and go in that time and so much change in the music industry. We've also seen the rise of subgenres as well. What do you think it is that keeps you and other artists committed to drum and bass as a genre?
Yeah, it's quite funny because sometimes there's people that kind of leave the whole scene and that you wouldn't expect to leave, kind of either gone to go and make other kinds of music, or they just want to do something else completely different. So I think staying committed to it, to me, isn't an option. It's something that I've been doing so long. It's kind of a way of life now, and I've got so many friends in the music scene. It's nice to go out, I see the same faces, it's like family, so I don't think I'd ever leave myself. But subgenres and things like that, sometimes it's nice to go out and hear a variety of music. That's why I like playing at festivals. You get such a broad spectrum of things and such a different variety of music. It's really nice. So no, I don't think it's a bad thing. People come and go in all walks of life, in all jobs, in all circumstances for different reasons. It's just the way it is, I think. I think the reason why I've kept doing it so long is because it's been there for me when I've had some really hard times. So drum and bass is something that's kept me going when I haven't had much to look forward to, sit through some really dark periods in my life. it's always been a consistent thing, and that's why I'll keep doing it. I enjoy it. I love the music, I love the people, I love the ravers, I love the energy, and I love the diversity. So that's what keeps me going.
And have you ever considered DJing or producing other genres?
Yeah, I played some break sets in Germany before, after I've played main room drum and bass sets. And when I was with Silent Code, we were producing some house tracks, some breakbeat tracks. We ghost wrote a few tracks as well. So yeah, I've always liked other kinds of music, not just drum and bass.
What do you think is the secret to your long-term success as a music artist? You know, especially if we're going back to the time when, you know, there weren't many females around and you were a female working in a male-dominated industry.
I think my website's been a good point of call, because if somebody hasn't heard of me or a promoter's not sure about booking me, they can just pop on my website and there's a lot of stuff on there, stuff that I've done, which shows like a CV, you know, of work and things that I'm going to be capable of doing as a DJ, and, you know, working for labels now as well. But the whole female DJ thing, I mean, 10, 15 years ago, I was a novelty. There weren't many women about. There was just me, Storm, Wild Child, DJ Rap, and a couple of others, Daisy. There wasn't really anybody else, so, you know, it was a big boys club, big sausage fest. Now there's a lot more women coming through. You know, there's a lot more women on lineups. If you look at Renegade Hardware in February, I mean, that was the most female DJs I've seen on a lineup ever, drum and bass DJ wise. And I don't think, you know, Clayton went out of his way to do that. It's just something that happened, and it was brilliant. And, you know, hats off to him, because it was a good moment to see.
Do you think there's a winning formula for success, or do you think it's individual for everybody?
I suppose it depends on what you class as success. I mean, I've achieved more than I'd ever have dreamed of achieving, and the fact that I get to do what I love, play the music I love, and get paid for it is a blessing, complete blessing. But then I think because I'm grateful, always grateful to the promoters that put in the hard work, grateful to the producers that send me music, grateful to the producers that help me with my music, grateful to people who mentor me, give me advice, you know, grateful to the people that turn up and see me DJ, or, you know, always check my mixes out. Those people I'm always grateful to, and I think being grateful and not being too arrogant helps your journey. But I don't really see myself as successful. I just see myself as enjoying something that I love doing, and if that's successful, then brilliant. But I don't see myself as successful, believe it or not. There's people out there doing a lot bigger and better things than I am, but I'm happy doing what I'm doing, and I think that's the main thing.
And does having a young family impact your music career in any way? How do you balance everything?
Yeah, definitely. You know, children take up a lot of time. They need a lot of time and attention. Being a mum, you have to make sure that your baby's looked after, and she's a full-time job herself. So getting time in the studio isn't something that I've been able to do. But, you know, time will come. It's she needs me at the moment, so that's the main thing. I mean, I was awfully sick when I was pregnant, so obviously that impacted on my DJ gigs. It impacted on what I could do as well, because I was literally flat out on the sofa for the last 3 months of my pregnancy. I was really ill. That's something men don't have to deal with, obviously. So I think it is different for women than what it is for men. I can't go jetting off around the world to go and take DJ gigs right now, because I can't leave an 11-week-old baby. So yeah, it does, but I wouldn't change it for the world. You know, she's an absolute gem. You know, I love waking up in the morning and seeing her little face, so I wouldn't change it for the world.
Have there ever been times where you've contemplated giving DJing up for any reason? And if so, what kept you going?
No, never. I'd never give it up. I've invested a lot of time and effort and energy into it, so I wouldn't want to see that go to waste. Also, I made a track called Don't Give Up, so I'd be a hypocrite. And on top of that, it's something that I look forward to. You know, if I'm having a bad day, as do anyone that loves the music, you stick on your favourite track, it makes you smile. DJ gigs, working with people gives me something to look forward to, and it's a way of life, so never give it up. It's too much a part of my life for me to ever stop now.
If you could collaborate on a track with any two artists in the world, who would it be and why?
I've always wanted to do a track with Skibber, so that will happen one day. And probably production-wise Noisia, because I'd want to kind of pick their brains on a few studio techniques. So yeah, those two people. I love doing MC orientated tracks, so it's something I want to do and work on more in the future, definitely.
What kind of material do you listen to on the car on the way to gigs?
It's usually the music that I've been sent that week. I mean, I get sent a lot of music. I get sent about 60 to 80 tracks a week. It's a lot of music. That's from all the labels, obviously with DnB Music as well. Then there's the exclusives that I get from labels that I've been, supporting for years, and then to people that are just sending me their music to listen to and want feedback on. So yeah, I've just been listening to the stuff that I've been downloading that week. I'm quite rigid with what I do. I have a download folder. Once a week I go in, I unzip all the tracks that I've been sent, I'll put it into a USB key, and then I'll listen to it in the car. So sometimes it'll be mixes, and if my husband's in the car, it'll be house. So he loves listening to house music, which breaks it up sometimes as well.
And what are your views on gender equality within the drum and bass industry and actually the wider music industry? I know it's a bit of a tired question, but it's something that is revisited time and time again. So how do you feel about that? Especially as you are normally one of the few female artists on a lineup.
It is a tired question, and I get asked it all the time, probably on a monthly basis. What's it like to be a woman in the drum and bass industry? Why are women, not represented as much as men? Well, the fact is, that we're not. There aren't as many women producing or making music as there are as men. There aren't as many female DJs as there are boys doing it. And there aren't as many female MCs as there are boys. It is a boys' club. It's something that the girls have to accept. If you're talented and you're good at something, then you'll get booked. Shouting, "Oh, I'm a girl and I need to be booked. You need to rep women more," ain't going to get you booked. However, when I see a lineup full of men, it does grate me, because if that was an office or an employer somewhere or somewhere in the world that's not music, they would not get away with booking or employing a lineup of just men, because equality, hello, there are laws that stop it, but music industry seems to kind of waive that. So I do think promoters need to look at that a little bit more and start being a little bit more inclusive of women, because when they are inclusive of women, more women join in and want to do it. And that's shown from the last 15 years. The more women that encourage more women and support more women, then you get more women coming through wanting to be part of the drum and bass scene. Otherwise you can feel quite isolated. So I've got to say it's a lot better now than what it was 15 years ago. But yeah, I still see lineups with all men. It's just as bad to see lineups of all women, because I can't sit here and say, oh yeah, a lineup of all men, oh my god, look at that again. But then a lineup of all women, that's just as hypocritical. So mixed lineups of varied people, with people who are talented, get booked for what they're good at doing. And you can't say that there aren't women that aren't good at what they're doing, because Daisy, Storm, Chris, Lady V-Dubs. If we're going to go down the line of MCs, there's loads of female MCs as well. There's no excuse to not put at least one female on a lineup anymore. So they've got to question themselves, I think, when they are doing that. Promoters need to question themselves when they're booking sausage fests, I think. And there was a hoo-ha recently in a DJ magazine because not one woman was represented on the top 100 poll. And I think it is about time people stood up and started shouting about that, because there are a lot of talented women out there and they need to be represented. For real, they need to be represented.
You've got some huge gigs ahead of you this year. Where are you planning to be? Where can we see you? Where can we expect to see you over the summer?
Well, tonight obviously you're coming down for the Thames boat party, MGA spring boat party, so I'm really looking forward to that tonight. And then I've got a jungle set coming up at Ready Pop. July the 2nd there's the Essex Outlook Festival launch with DnB for Live. Symmetry Festival is huge. I mean, I'm really looking forward to that, playing on the main stage at Symmetry Festival. And then I'm going to Rachel EC's birthday party that night afterwards over in Bristol. That's for Ghetto Blast. Really looking forward to that. Summer gathering. Oh God, that's massive this summer. Party in the Pines to look forward to. So yeah, I'm quite busy. There's a few other things in the pipeline. I've got a couple of guest mixes that I'm doing for some radio stations as well. And I'm looking to do some DJ workshops. So quite a busy summer. There's a few other bits and pieces coming up end of August into September as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait.
Where do you draw your inspiration from when you're making a new track or putting a new mix out?
Oh, it can be anything. If I hear a track and then I want to remix it, I draw inspiration from the original track to, samples that I'll hear a sample and be like, oh yeah, well, I'll sample something that sounds like quite interesting. I recently was listening to a TV program and it had some really good audio samples and vocals in the background, so I just sampled that. You can twist them up to listening to other music as well and thinking, oh, that sounds like a good idea, and the way that they've used different textures and different formulas as well. So yeah, inspired by music constantly because I'm always listening to it. It's a big part of my life.
Nice to meet you, Steph. That's my wife, Stacey.
So Sue and
So they call her Spice and I'm DJ Liquid Sugar. So
hey, have you been DJing long?
I've been DJing for over 30 years.
Wow, that's amazing. Wicked.
Like half the people on this boat aren't that age yet.
That's a good crowd still, yeah. Here, go for that, because that's a...
So, yeah. So we came on this boat specifically to hear Misrepresent.
That's wicked, baby. Oh, it's wicked. All the way from New York City to London Junglist. That's wicked. So it's well promoted then, so you obviously saw it. Yeah. She's I research every time we go on vacation, I go to find party. Yeah, I do the same. A bit of a party animal, so you gotta live it up. It's a way of life.
It is a way of life.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you been to London before?
We were here for 5 hours.
Amazing.
We were in Paris, we got on the Eurostar, came over, and I don't like looking at cameras, so I'm not doing it.
Forget about it. We're going to enjoy some jungle later.
So we're on the top deck of the boat overlooking the Thames right now. It's absolutely gorgeous. We've just been watching the sunset and looking at all the attractions. It's absolutely amazing. And what words of wisdom do you have for any up-and-coming ladies of DnB or any females out there who are thinking about taking up DJing seriously?
Be grateful for what you're doing. Be grateful for the opportunities that you get. Be professional. You're repping the music. Remember that people have worked so hard to pave the way for us to follow. All the people that have been there before us. The ambassadors, Groove Rider, Jumping Jack Frost, Fabio, Goldie, Fantasy, Swanee, Aphrodite, Mickey Finn. All these people have worked really hard to give us the opportunity to do what we're doing. So be grateful to that and be respectful about that as well. I think that's really important. And enjoy what you do, have fun. And thanks for asking me these questions. It's been interesting. So I think we should go downstairs and play some music and enjoy the rest of our night now. So yeah, cheers, Miss Smith. And thanks to everyone for listening as well. I really appreciate it.